Ian. Welcome, Ian. Are you from your native city of Ephesus? No, Socrates, but from Epidaurus, where I attended the festival of Asclepius. And do the Epidaurians have contests of rhapsodies at the festival? Oh, yes, and of all sorts of musical performers. And were you one of the competitors? And did you succeed? I obtained the first prize of all, Socrates. Well done. I hope that you will do the same for us at the Panacea. And I will, please heaven. I often envy the profession of a rhapsody, Ion, for you have always to wear fine clothes, and to look as beautiful as you can is part of your art. Then again, you are obliged to be continually in the company of many good poets, and especially of Homer, who is the best and most divine of them. And to understand him, and to not merely learn his words by rote, is a thing greatly to be envied, and no man can be a rhapsody who does not understand the meaning of the poet. For the poet ought to interpret the mind of the poet to his hearers. But how can he interpret him well unless he knows what he means? All this is greatly to be envied. Very true, Socrates. Interpretation certainly has been the most laborious part of my art. I believe myself able to speak about Homer better than any man, and that neither Metrodorus of Lampascus, nor Strembrotus of Thasos, nor Glaucon, nor anyone else, whoever was, had as good ideas about Homer as I have, or as many. I am glad to hear you say so, Ion. I see that you will not refuse to acquaint me with them. Certainly, Socrates, and you really ought to hear how exquisitely I render Homer. I think that the Homeridae should give me a golden crown. I shall take an opportunity of hearing your embellishment of him at some other time. But just now I should like to ask you a question. Does your art extend to Hesiod or Archegolus, or to Homer only? To Homer only. He is in himself quite enough. And there are things about which Homer and Hesiod agree. Yes, in my opinion there are a great many. And can you interpret better what Homer says, or what Hesiod says, about these matters in which they agree? I can interpret them equally well, Socrates, where they agree. But what about matters in which they do not agree? For example, about divination, of which both Homer and Hesiod have something to say. Very true. Would you, or a good prophet, be a better interpreter of what these two poets say about divination, not only when they agree, but when they disagree? A prophet. And if you were a prophet, would you be able to interpret them when they disagree, as well as when they agree? Clearly. But how did you come about have the skill about Homer only, and not about Hesiod